we're proud to be a TBA kid. That's right, we're proud to be a TBA kid. Woo! Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Grace.
And this is Let's Talk About Theater.
Woo!
This is our first webcast, as you already know.
So thanks for watching.
Here in Alaska, we are part of a theater company called TBA Theater. And that's what our shirts are. Yeah!
It's backwards because of our camera, but you know what it means.
You do.
TBA.
Training Better Artists.
Towards a Better Alaska.
Ooh, that was a good one. Well, we're going to talk about TBA Theater today.
And we'll be telling you all about theater things, what we know over our many years of experience.
TBA Theater trains kids and adults of all ages in things like musical theater, dance, stage combat,
movement, mime, auditioning.
They have an actual audition class. They have award-winning directors that work with them and that own the company.
One of our directors and founders and playwrights and my uncle, one of his shows was actually produced on Broadway.
Oh, I did not even know that.
Yep, it's true.
Wow. Anyways.
Yeah.
TBA Theater. They have 6 season shows. They have Illusions. They have their Halloween show. They have their Christmas show. They have
a show in January.
Show in January, February-ish. Then they have their Folktales show, and then they have their end of the season show.
There's generally one musical per year, not including the Tales show, because Tales is a musical.
This year, they have done Illusions. Is it Urban Legends?
They are currently wrapping up. They'll be finishing tomorrow. They're actually performing right this second as we are speaking.
Shakespeare's The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Don't ever say that in a theater or you'll be cursed.
It curses. It really does.
Yeah.
Last night during the show, one of the actors actually blew out his knee in the opening battle. So it's cursed. It's cursed.
Definitely. We just a few hours ago, I believe it was like 4 hours and 20 minutes ago.
Okay, well, she knows exactly.
We finished auditioning for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, directed by Erin Degan Mitchell.
Yeah, we love her. She's the theater director at my high school, and she is
She's
my
aunt.
Her aunt, theater director at my high school, one of the founders of TBA Theater. That is going to be this year's Christmas show.
Yeah. So we just auditioned. We're hoping.
There were about 130 people auditioning.
And only about 30 to 35 can get in.
So
the cast list is up at Wednesday at noon. So is she.
Anyways, so auditions were really fun today. We had to read a little blurb. Depending on, it's called a side. Depending on what character we wanted to play. She read Mrs. Beaver, even though she wants to play Lucy.
But just because we read that part doesn't mean we're going to get that part. Yeah. I read Mrs. Beaver because I know all the girls my age want to play Lucy, so they were going to read the Lucy side, so I wanted to stand out. So I read Mrs. Beaver.
So then the woman, who is basically like her aunt, Megan, read Lucy instead of Mrs. Beaver.
Because I want to be Lucy and I read Mrs. Beaver, and she wants to be Mrs. Beaver.
So she read Lucy. And then after we read the sides, we did a quick dance workshop so that way the director, Erin, could see how we move.
Because some of the characters are wood nymphs, so they need to be graceful. She wants to be a wood nymph.
If you're watching this, Erin, I really want to be a wood nymph. I really want to be a wood nymph.
Got a fan shout out already.
So auditions were really, really fun today. They
They're
are
a little nerve-wracking, but they try to keep them as low stress as possible, and I think they really do a good job with that.
They do. So Grace and I met over the summer during Summer Academy. Rockin' Awe. We did the Musical Theater Academy. It was a 2-week quick session. In 2 weeks, we put together an entire show
on jukebox musical songs.
Based off of music. We started in the 50s and worked our way all the way up to the 90s, which was really fun.
Awesome.
We sang things like Elvis Presley. We sang songs from Jersey Boys,
Rock of Ages, Mamma Mia, Return to the Forbidden Planet, Thriller the musical. Not sure if you've heard of that. Michael Jackson.
Footloose.
Footloose. We actually did Footloose.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. We did the Time Warp. That was really fun. The Time Warp was
awesome. We got to do the total rock star finish.
And then had to go into our sad, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. That's where we met over Summer Academy. So along with the 6-season shows during the summer, TBA hosts an academy. They have first session, which is about 6 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Where kids from the ages of
8 to 18.
8 to 18. And then they have Storybook Theater.
Which is
ages...
5 to 7.
5 to 7. So they have things like Actors Academy, and then they have Advanced Actors Academy and Storybook Theater.
Advanced Actors is from 12 to 18. I'm hoping to get in next year, but you have to apply. You can't just sign up.
I'm going to intern next summer for Academy, so that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and what we do is on the first day we have auditions, but no matter what, this is different than most auditions, but for Academy, no matter what you do, you get cast, as long as you're signed up. But then you have 2 classes ranging from dance, singing, voice for the actor, mime, audition, tons of different things, movement. And then in the afternoon, once you get cast in your show, then you go to your rehearsal for the whole afternoon. And at the end of the 4 weeks, we produce 6 shows, 2 advanced, 4 regular, and it's all kids. It's really fabulous.
And the second session is normally musical theater and improv.
Each 2 weeks.
They're for 2 weeks, and then they perform the show. They each have 2 different performances. Normally it's a Thursday night and a Saturday. For improv this year, it was a Thursday and a Saturday, and
music was a Friday and a Saturday.
Yeah. And that was really fun.
So
it's so fun. Grace and I, we're pretty tight now.
Yeah.
We bonded over rock and roll. For those of you who don't know, we built Anchorage, Alaska on rock and awe, not rock and roll.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Thanks for that quote, Jesse Peters. Oh, another fan shout out! Okay, so the last show that I was in was called Mr. Mummy's Halloween Surprise, which was my first TBA theater production. It is the red curtain show, as the Halloween show is normally a little too intense for the younger audience, so they do a smaller red curtain show, which means that they do it in front of the red curtain. And it's sort of sometimes. This year it wasn't in front of the red curtain. This year we used the set of Macbeth.
They just made it all Egyptian.
It was an Egyptian themed show, and it's just kind of something fun for the kids to go see. And
and they get to trick or treat after the show.
That was really fun.
My last show was Rock and Awe. But before that, I was in the regular Actors Academy, and I played Mowgli in the Jungle Book. That was pretty exciting.
And before Mr. Mummy, I did The Death of Edgar Allan Poe at South. The Death of Edgar Allan Poe, I played Frances Allen, which the last time it was performed at TBA, and her mother played Frances Allen. So
that was pretty.
That was very scary.
She had to live up to the expectations.
I don't know, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Anyways, I have been in 16 shows.
I've been in 17.
And my favorite show I've ever been in was Robin Hood and the Lady of Sherwood, and that was a production at South. It was the first show I ever did with her aunt as my director.
Yeah, and my favorite was TBA. It was produced by TBA. I was The Sound of Music, and I played Marta Von Trapp, which had been a dream role ever since I ever saw the movie. One of my favorite actors is Julie Andrews, who plays Maria in that movie. But yeah, so I got to play Marta, and it was an amazing cast. Erin was the director. She's an amazing director, if you didn't know.
We will go into that into our next video, which is going to be all about how much we love Erin Dagan Mitchell and how much we really, really want to be cast in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Wink, wink. Anyways, so we're gonna wrap it up. So thank you for watching our first webcast, and more to follow.
Yeah. Well, now for our theme song. I'm
proud to be a TBA kid. That's right, I'm proud to be a TBA kid.